The other stock I want to get to, and I'm glad we had insight into that, is Uber today, because it's selling off on its guidance today. We do have considerable ownership. Bryn, what do you make of this stock move today? Joe sold it in the rebalance last week. That was fortuitous timing, obviously. What about this move? Down 7% in Uber?
God, the market is so fickle. So I listened to the call. It was a wonderful call. I mean, Dara was great, the whole team. On the guidance for Q1, they talked about, because Q1 has obviously already started, that you had the horrible, devastating fires in LA, which caused part of that. Number two, you had the snowstorm that we had down here in Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. And then number three, FX was going to be a 5.5% hit versus 3.5% last quarter. So when I look at those are all just like exogenous events. The call, the guidance, Uber One gained 5 million new users. They're up I think they have a total of 30 million users, or 60 million, which was up 60%, year over year. Their free cash flow is strong, but it's like if the algos are just looking at soft guidance, I call an audible on that, because the guidance was very specific around events that have occurred that were acts of nature for the most part.
Yeah. I think Bill Baruch would agree with you. Certainly must be his take, because he did buy more this morning around 10 a.m. Joins us now via Skype to discuss. Why was this the moment?
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction. Bryn highlighted some of the weather around the country here in the prior quarter. I think there's opportunity. Yeah, the big headline beat was a big tax tailwind. Margins were a little weaker than expected, but the excitement around the call, I think, is very notable. The CFO even said that the stock remains undervalued fundamentally, and the company is going to be active buyers of the stock here in the future. So I see buybacks coming. The free cash flow gets us really excited, 122% year over year. And then gross bookings coming in at 17.6%. Year over year increase above the 15.5 estimated, and quarter one they're looking at 17 to 20%. So there's a lot of good strength inside of this. Not only that, technically, you go back $60 is a good little floor that it gave us back in December. $55, that August low. So we're leaning into this. We've doubled our position in our concentrated portfolio, where we own no more than 10 names, made it a 7% holding, and we increased our holdings in the main portfolio by about 10%. So we like this here right here as a buying opportunity.
Yeah, those are sizable moves. Bill, thank you. Appreciate you for that. You own the stock too. Weiss, what do you make of Bryn overreaction, Bill overreaction, buys more, takes his positions up, pretty sizably?
Yeah, look, here's what I'd say. I'd say that the quarter was obviously excellent. The guidance, because it traded up nicely until they gave the guidance. We're at the point with this company where the reliable print and guidance was always higher. So to me, truly great companies can navigate any tough circumstance. And they're not a truly great company at this point because they haven't been able to. So there are always issues that pop up during the quarter. You just don't know what they're going to be. So snowstorms, not unusual. I mean, they navigated pretty well with what happened in the fourth quarter. So there's not a lot of extra there. Now, having said that, I don't think it's unreasonably priced here when you look at the multiple and what their revenue growth is and what their cash flow growth is. So I'm not selling it at this level. May buy a little more, but I'm not very excited about the stock.
Let's run through